Let's go. Everyone, come in, take a seat, grab a drink, do whatever you got to do to get comfortable. I am your host, Jamal, one half of the Professional Amateurs podcast, but we are not on that today. Y'all know what's up. Y'all know what we on. We talking about our beloved Blue Devils, who are now 1-0 after a 15-point win against the Texas Longhorns on Tuesday night. I come to you a couple of days after. It's been a lot going on. I wanted to be able to get a recap show out directly after the game, which I want to let everybody know. First of all, hit the like and subscribe button. Secondly, you can follow the podcast socials. As you can see, I got the Twitter/X handle in my name. And I realized, apologize, y'all. I'm so new at this particular thing doing it by myself. But I realized I had it wrong. I think in like the last episode, and then I realized I had it wrong a couple of episodes. So this is the correct Twitter/X handle. You can reach me there, and the TikTok is the Brotherhood Breakdown. I kind of got mixed up with it. The TikTok is the Brotherhood Breakdown altogether. I went live on TikTok immediately after the game. Had a really good time. And I would employ everybody. I will be doing pretty much post games. I will do pregame. I won't do a pregame for the Western Carolina game this Saturday, but if I can get this table together, I will be doing a post game on TikTok live. So I would like everybody, follow the TikTok, man. We have a good time. The comments be jumping, a lot of knowledgeable Duke fans going. We have fun, man. I wish I could have been there a little bit longer after the Texas game, but the game started at like 9 o'clock, man. I had to go to work, so. All right, on to Texas, man. We won, yay, I guess. I'm a natural optimist. Y'all know that about me. I'm gonna find good in everything, but I wanted to focus on to start today's recap of the game on a little bit of the things that all right, I don't really like. Now let's start off with this right here. I'm gonna share my screen real quick because I have the stat sheet pulled up. Give me a second, y'all. And right off the rip, okay, Duke was down at halftime. First half, it was in the mud. It was pretty much like a football game. It was Duke Texas football, very physical game. But this number right here is what I didn't like. The first half doesn't bother me. The struggles scoring wise. This right here, 18 offensive rebounds is what we give. I can get it. 18 offensive rebounds is what we gave up. Okay, I'm doing the most. But y'all see what I'm trying to do, right? You know what I'm saying? Y'all see what I'm saying? 18 offensive rebounds. Like, I'm not gonna lie, bro. For a team as big and as physical as this team, because the team showed a different level of physicality that I wanted to see in the Tennessee game, and they showed that, passed that test. I was a little shocked with how soft they came out, so to speak. And I think I heard the remarks of Cameron Boozer say that John Shire pretty much had to let him know pretty much flat out you played soft in this first half. And he was right. There was a lot of watching, which is uncharacteristic for him on rebounds. It was just like the effort that Texas gave exceeded the effort that Duke gave the entire first 20 minutes, and that resulted in a lot of the second chance opportunity that Texas got. That's the number one thing that and that along with the front court foul trouble, which they're related, but you can see the difference in the two. The front court foul trouble concerns me, and it doesn't. I will go ahead and say this: the concerning thing, which I'll get to the good part, because like I said, there is a positive to what happened with the front court foul trouble. What I do not like is I felt like we played a very experienced group, very experienced front court, but not a very talented front court. I fear that if Duke gets into a tournament situation against a very talented front court and we experience foul trouble like that, it could come back and hurt us. That's one of the things I'm just kind of always thinking like, okay, so like what could derail this? What could go wrong? Even though in the end I can find a way to spin it that Duke is going to prevail. I'm going to do that for sure. Like if Pat Gamba gets, like I said, I brought the scenario up early on in the season. Pat Gama gets 3 fouls in the first half. Malik Brown ended up fouling out in 14 minutes. Let me bring back the stat sheet and make sure I'm not. I believe Malik Brown played 14 minutes, 13 minutes. 5 fouls in 13 minutes is nuts, bro. But I will say this: the whistle was a little bit different second half. First half they let us play football. Second half it just wasn't none of that. They was calling everything for the most part. It actually benefited Duke more because we went to the foul line more, but it did hurt us. We lost both of our bigs, and I'm concerned, man, that if we get into very physical front court that Texas has, they're just not very offensively talented or like. We're gonna play some front courts where that could hurt us. Our front court getting in foul trouble early, getting in foul trouble, period. Because the front court is not deep. As talented as it is, as tenacious as it is defensively, which I'm gonna highlight that too in the good, but I'm gonna get to that when I get to that. It's not deep. And we kind of saw how shallow the front court can be. We ran out of bodies for the most part. Now, I didn't like not the slow start. It is what it is. I take that for what it is. I know a lot of fans are concerned about that. I think sometimes you're gonna start slowly offensively. Where I employ everybody to remember, 25 started slow for like maybe first 3 weeks, month of the season, and then it just everything just clicked for him. So get an offensive time. I'm not worrying about them offensively starting slow because defensively they shown me what I needed to see to withstand offensive struggles for a period of time. But the energy that can't start slow. The effort that can't start slow. As I said, like I watched Pat specifically, Cam specifically, ball watch on a few rebounds and uncharacteristically of both of them, especially Cameron. Like Cam never ball. Cam is uh incredibly tenacious rebounder and one of those glorified hustle players that actually has legitimate talent. Like he's a hustle guy. You don't really have to get on Cam Boozer about effort and energy, but the effort and energy was lacking outside of what Isaiah Evans did. And that's now I will pivot. Wait, before I pivot, let me take my sip of water because I think this would be a better segue in pivoting from the bad to the good because Caleb Foster, as y'all can see, my subtitle, I am the C False Hive president. I'm staking claim to that. I'm running the C False president fan club. I mean, the fan club. I'm running the fan club. If you got anything bad to say about C False, y'all can address it to me. I'll take the brunt of that, because I'm rooting for this kid. And he had the fan base a little concerned in the first half. Me as well. But my concerns, I'll give you this is what my concerns were. First half, Caleb Foster, and what I don't really want to see from him, and this is why I said I'll like use it to segue into the good. First half, Caleb Foster played like a guy that literally was thinking about every single thing that happened on the basketball court. He was truly overthinking. You could see it. I have been there before as a basketball player. I have been in a position to where you don't want to make a mistake so bad that you're thinking so much about not making mistakes that it hinders what you do on the basketball court because you're so guarded you can't play freely. It was clear that kid wasn't playing freely in the first half. Just clear. One of the biggest indicators that you can tell when a guy is playing tight, so to speak, is his shot selection. Because when you're overthinking and you tight and you don't want to make a mistake, you pass up a good shot and then a trickle. And this happened to Caleb. And I probably should have had clipped this, but I don't even really have all that technology. Y'all can go back and watch the tape and see this, but it was a possession late where he realized, all right, I've passed up a couple good shots. He came off of action and kind of like you could see, I guess you could feel like the energy of like, all right, I done passed up a couple of good looks. Like I got to be aggressive. I'm not making my imprint on this game. And he tried to attack the basket somewhat and did a little up and under and it got blocked. and he immediately compounded that with a reach-in foul. And I was like, yup, he's overthinking. It's in his head. He's second guessing his shot selection. And now it's to the point that he doesn't even really want to take shots. That is problematic. But I felt like that particular play, and then it was a play late, or early in the second half where I wanted to get him. I could I could see it. I think I tweeted something about this at halftime. Like Caleb Foster is in his own head, like pretty much. It's everything that he's doing is mental. It's not a physical thing. It's not like Caleb Foster is not good enough on this level. Like we all remember his freshman year. He's good enough. The problem is he wants to be good enough so bad that it's hindering him playing freely. Until it was a play in the second half where he drove, he got a closeout on. I don't even want to mess the Texas big man name up, but he attacked Caleb, closed out hard. Caleb hit him with a little shimmy. And I was like, as soon as I saw the closeout, I was like, this is it. Attack this closeout, get your confidence back on the bucket. And he had the layup. But what this kid did in that play, and it hit me like a couple of minutes later, because I immediately said, no, take the layup. He dished it off the Boozer, got Boozer his first bucket. And that's important because I didn't even really realize I'm so cheering C False on, like, come on, bro, snap out of it, snap out of it. I didn't even realize what he was doing was leadership. That is what everybody's been asking and waiting for Caleb Foster. That simple play right there. I don't want that play to go over nobody's head. That play completely changed everything because it did two things in one. It got Caleb Foster. First of all, it gave Caleb Foster a positive play, a confidence boosting positive play. Made a good move to get to the basket, made a good read to get it off the Boozer. And secondly, he showed leadership in being the elder guy as far as seniority on the team and realizing our guy's struggling, man. He hasn't had one. Let me get him an easy one. I could easily take this layup because I said it. As soon as he closed out, okay, there you go. And then he went up and I saw him pass and I was like, no, go up. And then it just hit me like a few seconds, like maybe a minute later, like, bro, that was it. He gets it. He gets it. I don't care what he does scoring wise. That is what I want from him. That particular play right there sums up everything that he needs to do, and it opened it up for him. You saw him come off a screen and roll and just don't even think about it. Guy drops on the screen, step into your pull up. I saw you. How many times? Raise your hand if you hit like a bunch of times on all them Caleb Foster videos, all some of him setting the camera down, dribbling off, coming off, shooting screen and roll, pull up jumpers. I liked all of them. I saw him. I know what you can do, bro. Trust yourself. Trust yourself. And I saw a guy confidence go from here to here in a span of like 15, 20 actual like game minutes, maybe about 10 game minutes. Completely changed, bro. That I love to see. The tenacity that he showed on defense it's gonna get more and more pub the further the season goes on because you're gonna start to see it. But that I want everybody to understand that what Caleb Foster is able to do at the point of attack is a gift. It is a blessing. We have an elite point of attack defender, and in Dame Sarr, we have an elite wing defender. And Cam and both Pat have abilities to be elite post defenders, but Malik is that. We have lockdown defenders from all three levels on the defensive end where you need point of attack from the wing and in the post. This should be the best defensive team in the country. And I hate the fact that I even question that this team would be this good defensively because that's the number one thing. As like I said, I'm segueing leading into the good. What Caleb Foster did on the defensive end all game and what Dame Sarr did on the defensive end all game from a ball pressure standpoint, it's going to change a lot of games for us. Like, I want everybody to understand that all the people that are expecting Caleb Foster to be this 15, let's just be, I don't even know what y'all think. I'm going to just try to be somewhat realistic. Maybe everybody wants him like, oh, 13 tonight. That's solid. He probably won't be that. He probably won't be that. And if you one of those fans that's like Caleb is useless, we need to not start Caleb because he can't be that. Your perspective is really wrong, and I want you to change it. You'll be able to change it because what this kid does, intangible wise, works, and he has the ability to give us plays like we saw. Just be timely, bro. Take your be aggressive in your mind state. And I said this in one of my TikTok videos. I don't want Caleb Foster taking shots away from Cameron Boozer, but my co-host on Professional Amateurs got us saying, like, with new information comes new opinions. Now, I don't want Caleb Foster to lose himself mentally. I need him to be a little on the selfish side. Maybe not selfish, definitely more aggressive. Just be more opportunistic when it comes to your scoring opportunities, because there's areas on the floor that he can excel at. That 1-2 dribble pull up coming off a screen and roll with him and Cameron Boozer. You gotta pay attention to Cameron Boozer. If Cameron Boozer's setting you the screen, you're gonna get that look. And Caleb Foster, let's just be like honest about this. Scouting report is what it is. If I'm an opposing coach, I'm gonna tell you to test his heart. Test it. Let's see what he on tonight. Go up under him. We give it to him. He ain't gonna want to shoot it. And that type of stuff gets in players' heads. It's a mental thing. I don't want him to ever mentally lose himself. So I want him being ultra aggressive some. Not to the level where he's taking double-digit shots a night. We don't necessarily need that. But show teams, you cannot go under on screens with me. You can't. You know what I mean? He made Texas pay twice for miscommunicating on screens. And that's what I like. That's just all I need to see, bro. Made him pay twice for miscommunicating on screens. Just simple things. The leadership he showed in getting Cameron Boozer that his first bucket. The point of attack defense. And back to that, I had to go off on my Caleb tangent a little bit because I'm the president, you know. So I'm really proud of him for his resolve, you know what I mean? But defensively, man, this team has elite capability, and the defense was elite at times. Just I can't necessarily call it a complete elite performance because when you give up 18 offensive rebounds, bro, I don't care how good you play on the defensive end. Everybody knows that the possession is not over until you secure the rebound. And we just did not do that enough. Pull it back up real quick. They had 37. We lost 37-41, the rebounding battle. 18 of that 41 was offensive rebounds. As good as that defense was, bro, 18 of their 41 rebounds were on the offensive end. You know, so that's the next level into completely being an elite defense. But the way that the way that Caleb can guard it, the point of attack, and even Caden is a really good fundamentally sound defender. He moves his feet well, doesn't play with his hands, keeps the ball in front. And when he does use his hands, he's opportunistic. He usually gets like successful swipes and pokes at the basketball. Active hands when it is needed, but not overly active the way he fouls a lot. Isaiah is very, very much improved. I'm saving him. I'm gonna get to him. I'm gonna finish the show out with him. But he's very improved defensively. I like what I saw out of Darren with some of at least one of the most important hustle plays that he made, which he plays, he gives maximum effort on defense. The problem with Darren is I think Darren will be one of those guys that every night should be around. How many minutes do he have? Because I'm thinking he's going to be around 10 minutes, 15 minutes, almost guaranteed every night. But depending on the situation, that 10 or 15 could turn into 20 or 25. Darren played 8 minutes. So right under 10 minutes, which sounds about right. It's not a thing. This is the thing about Darren. See, I have a lot of high expectations for Darren Harris too, because I know the type of offensive capability he has, and I feel like he could be a real weapon, especially in the tournament. But he's very much improved on the defensive end. The problem is two guys at his position just flat out do more than he can do. Like when it comes to making winning plays on the basketball court. Like Nick Camilla was the de facto backup point guard for the most part all game. And Nick Camilla has the ability to guard four positions. I don't think enough, which would the season's early. So people are starting to pick up on this stuff. But this is stuff I'm picking up on early. Nick can guard for us. Nick is strong. The stereotype about when, because let's be honest, it is a real stereotype. When young athletic black guys see a white wing, they automatically think it's chicken. And this ain't that with Nick, bro. You're not about to bully him or none of that. I don't like he can legitimately guard up, and that is a weapon. He can legitimately guard point guards, and he can legitimately play the point guard position from a mental standpoint. Because, as I said before, this team doesn't necessarily need, and you can see literally everybody that played had an assist. That's just the type of team we're gonna be. Everybody's able to make plays. So the whole there's got to be one guy, and Caleb has to be the ultimate point guard. And he's never gonna be Bobby Hurley, Chris Duhon, some of those like you know what I mean, Tyus Jones. Like it just don't have to necessarily be that with him. This is a different roster. The construction is different, and this particular roster, everybody can make plays, and you saw that in the Texas game. Everybody had at least one assist. Everybody that played got at least one assist. So, do love that. Love the defense. The shooting will come around. I feel like we get really good looks. There's a lot that has been said about the Spalding basketball and or the ball. I believe it was the Spalding ball that we played with. I saw a lot of discourse on Twitter about that. Like during the game, everybody was complaining about the basketball. Apparently, we shoot horrible with the basketball that we shot with, and it was the same one from the ACC tournament and stuff like that. So I'm not sure. Yeah, the shooting. This is a good shooting team, and this team creates excellent shooting opportunities. John Shire's offense is amazing, bro. And I just want everybody to realize it's vanilla right now, yo. It's all read and react based off of space, and he ain't even really threw real wrinkles in there yet. He said this. It's all read and react type stuff. So we get so many open looks, man, because the options that you have on every single set, like, which leads me to, well, I'm gonna talk about Cam real quick. I'm gonna get Cam Boozer out of the way. Now, what I appreciate about Cam Boozer, I don't want him to get comfortable with everything. It was almost like a gift and a curse the way he started the preseason because now it just put this huge target on his back. And if Cam has a 13 and 4 night, which he didn't, he ended up with a double-double. Excuse me, after not scoring in the first half, we literally got a double-double in the second half, which is amazing. But in the event that he doesn't do that, I don't want people to get confused and thinking that, all right, he just don't have it. If he has like a 13 and 4 night, which I can't really see a 4 rebound night, 4 rebounds, he gotta have like be in foul trouble or left the game early because of injury or something. I don't know. That 7 rebounds. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he's gonna get 6 accidentally. Like 5 of them going to just fall in his lap. One of them is just like, everybody gonna tip it around and it's right there to him, and boom. You know what I mean? Here's just 6 accidentally walking in 6 rebounds. But he had like a 13-7 rebound night or something like that. And when you coming off a 23 like rebound game, 24 point, 23 rebound game, 33 point, like 13, what was in the UCF? I know it was 33 points. I think 13 rebounds, 14 rebounds, somewhere around there. That bar, bro, you sending that bar through the roof. You sending that bar through the roof. And outside of him playing with a lack of physicality in the first half, I didn't really have any problem with it. I didn't think I felt like Texas is older, and they had a really good defensive game plan as far as when he made a move. They would make sure like they didn't necessarily double, but anytime he made like any type of move toward the basket, it was just they made sure there was enough traffic around him. You know what I mean? But his resolve to come back and do what he did and play with more physicality and his ability to shake off a bad half, I love to see that. Because it's not going to always. He's going to have games, bro, where it's like that. And he didn't necessarily get in foul trouble, but it's going to be a game where it's him with the 3 fouls in the first half. You know what I mean? And he just going to have to like deal with having to play only 5 first half minutes, 3 points, 2 rebounds in the first half because he was only able to play 5 or 7 minutes because of foul trouble, something like that. You know what I'm saying? So I did like his resolve. Now on to the closing. The thing that I love the most, and I've been rewatching this game. I like to do the Instagram live. I think my formula for this would be my post game shows won't be directly after because I want to save my raw emotion and feelings for not Instagram but TikTok and just social media. That's where it's for. Vent the live and raw. You know what I mean? It's just all about feelings, which this show is. But the more when I sit and watch, because it's been 2 days now and I had to sit and watch. I've been watching this game over and over and over. I'm realizing that this whole North Mac Isaiah thing is 100% happening. It's happening. This kid is one of the best. This kid in Isaiah Evans. Isaiah Evans is one of the best tough shot makers I've ever seen in my life, and that is not even hyperbole. It's like as a guy that has guarded guys that can make shots, it's really demoralizing when because Isaiah Evans is one of those guys that, and this happened a few times in the Texas game where you can do everything right. Pre-action, during action, post-action. Pre-action, you physical with him, making sure you staying attached. During the action, you right there once he catches it, ready to contest. You know what I'm saying? And then after the action is over, you there, contested perfectly, made him take a bad shot. You can do all of that, and he still spray you down. He still spray you down. That kid, which is why I said bad shots, bro. So his threes are not worth threes. His threes are demoralizing, and they come in like boom, 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 boom. Like he kept us afloat in the first half when literally nobody had anything offensively. His North Mech energy kept us afloat. I watched the kid take a 10. I'm telling y'all, he took North Mech on a Kemba run his senior year. It was reminiscent of what Kemba Walker did. And I know it's high school, but watching it's like I said, it's reminiscent to what Kemba Walker did. Put that into perspective. North Met was good, bro, but they beat some juggernauts because he was on the court. They beat some juggernauts on their way to the state championship that year. And he's making similar plays, bro. This is what we wanted, y'all. Y'all wanted all of those. Does Duke have guard play to win in March, April? Yeah. Yeah. Because in Isaiah Evans, Duke has a guy that they can run any action for. And his gravity is to the point now that, like I said it before, he's as close to Stephen Curry as you are going to get in college basketball when it comes to gravity. He has the most gravity in college basketball. I mean, I'm willing to say that. That kid comes off any action. He comes off a down screen. You can send him off a pin down. Whatever action he runs off, it don't even got to be technical. Let that man run anywhere with his hands like this, and everybody in the vicinity is reacting. And what I'm loving to see now is that he's seeing that what his gravity is doing, he's attacking closeouts, which man, I love for everybody to be like, I'm hearing everybody saying like, yeah, so I guess he has a little bit more to his game than catch and shoot. And I'm just like, warms my heart, bro. Warms my heart for everybody to start seeing North Mech Isaiah, because I've been telling y'all before the season started that this is what we were going to get. It's here now. Isaiah Evans can carry this team to a championship. As good as Cameron Boozer is, I'm not saying that Isaiah Evans is the best player on this team. It is what it is. But what I am saying about Isaiah Evans is that he has enough talent, and more importantly, he has enough cojones, huevos, whatever adjective you want to throw in there, to carry this team to a national championship. strikes the fear of God in defenders and coaches all over America, bro. They about to be terrified of him. Anytime this man come off of action, that's what I mean about his gravity being similar to Stephen Curry. When you see Stephen Curry running under the basket, it's panic mode. Because you know once he's pop out on that wing with his hands like this, it's 3 points. Contest or not. Contest it all you want. That man catch that basketball, and that's why I say you gotta let him shoot. Because a lot of them is just like, man, you really shot that? Wow, you shot it and then hit it. You gotta let him shoot it. Gotta let him take some of them bad shots, bro. Those threes are demoralizing. Especially, and when they get in, and when it's in Cameron, they hit harder. Those threes hit harder in Cameron, bro. Isaiah Evans is good enough to carry this team to a national championship. Like he can make winning play after winning play after winning play in 6 straight games in March and April. Enough to win a national championship. With the way this team defends, we got an electric guy on the wing, and I knew we would have it, but it just kind of solidified it. Because Texas is they're not elite when it comes to being like a good offensive team. They're going to compete in the SEC. It's not like they're going to finish dead last, but that's an older group. That's a physical defensive group. So what? Ready. Hold that. How many threes he hit? 4? I'm so proud of Isaiah, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. I am so proud of Isaiah, bro. Yeah, 4 for 8, 50%. The numbers like and his numbers, the percentages were through the roof last year. After a while, once it's shooting splits, it don't even really matter. It's the first game. Shooting splits, they are what it is. So after a while, but when his month into the season, when he 47% from the 3-point line still on 7-9 attempts a game, it's gonna change a lot of things for this offense, bro. Him alone. That's why I say he's good enough to carry this team to a national championship. He brings gravity that we have not seen since obviously JJ Redick. McCain was a really good shooter. He had gravity, but I'm thinking honestly, bro, the gravity that Isaiah Evans, because it's gonna get it's being talked about now. Now it's just the media is gonna start pumping it up, and you're gonna see him coming off shooting on the highlight reels, and coaches gonna be drilling this, and his gravity is gonna be even more than what it is right now. And right now it's ridiculous. Just go back and watch that game and watch how they was chasing Isaiah Evans. It wasn't lazy. It was not, bro. He do not like get no rest on. And what's gonna happen is, like I said, it's not even necessarily him attacking the closeouts. It's what's gonna happen is teams are gonna start to put him in playmaking situations and just flat out trap him. But that's how good. That's why I'm interested to see on how that goes, because I that's just a normal basketball thing to do. Like, all right, let's just take away what he does best, put him in a position to do something that he hasn't shown often, which is playmate. So he comes off the action. I would just send everybody to Isaiah and just make him make a play. But the problem is he can make plays. The world just don't know it yet. You know what I'm saying? That's like why I said that's his next evolution. He's gonna have to start making plays. After a while, they just gonna take the option away from him when he comes off any of these actions. But Duke is so talented, man. It's gonna be hard to leave, like, because, which is why I said I want to see Pat and Cam do DHOs with him. I want to see Pat and Cam run DHOs with Isaiah. Like, I really do. Because what do you take away? What do you take away? You can't send two to the ball with Isaiah if Pat or Cam got the ball at the top of the key. You can't. So I just, John the Genius, bro, we're going to see it. We're going to see it. Because they run a lot of pro style stuff. And you don't really see a lot of DHOs in the college game. But I just feel like that would be a particular cheat code for this particular roster with the gravity that Isaiah Evans has and the playmaking ability that even with Malik. We got to run DHOs with Isaiah, bro. We just got to run DHOs at the top of the key with Isaiah. But I'm sure we'll see that. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up on that, man. I was just wanted to come up here and get my feelings off about the game. Excited, love what I saw on the defensive end. I do not like the foul trouble, but I will close with this. But I do love the fact that um I saw that we were able, and like I said, I'm a little concerned if it's a team that's a little bit better offensively. I kind of want to see it now just to see like what how we could handle it. I don't want to be surprised in March. I don't want the first time we have to go against an elite front court and we have front court foul trouble to be in a win or go home situation. So I would very much like to see that happen again, like in the regular season, just so we can know how we can handle it. Because I do love Cameron Booth at the five lineups. I believe that Cam at the five is a literal cheat code with his versatility offensively. Defensively, I didn't know if he would be able to guard the fives at this level, but I feel really like and not just that I feel stupid. I just you just want to you don't know with new guys. You just don't know how it's gonna go. So I know Cameron Booth is strong as an ox, and theoretically he should be able to guard fives with no problem. Should be no problem. But you just never know, like I said. So um no foul trouble, guys. Let's just make it simple. You know what I'm saying? Like no foul trouble. And if we do happen to get in foul trouble, I like I said, we do just kind of got to get prepared for it. I would like to see us handle it. We handled it well. Nick, like I said, y'all go back and watch some of that film. Nick guarded up well when we went small because we had to, because we had no problems or no other bigs other than Cam. And Shire clearly letting y'all know if he not getting up, I don't care how big he is, he not playing. So we saw Nick Amin step up and guard up well. So I like what I see from this team, man. I don't want to overreact because it's Texas, but they answered my question that I had about them. Ironically enough, they answered it and they look really bad offensively. Well, at least in the first half. And then they got things went a little bit differently. Actually, they looked bad offensively the whole game. They just shot more free throws second half, but they answered my question. Defensively, I think this team will be close to a juggernaut like last year. I want to see a little bit more. We got better opportunities coming up. Not this weekend. I'm gonna enjoy these cupcakes because the schedule getting ready to get brutal. It's getting ready to get brutal. We got Western Carolina coming up, and then Army, and I think Kansas is right after that. I'm not sure I should have had the schedule. I know it's Western Carolina and then Army. So I know we got two teams who we should iron out the kinks, and I would like to see Duke not play with their food. That's a big indicator and what I look for. I'm one of them guys that teams, prospects. I know the conventional way of thinking is Cameron Booth is a projected top NBA pick. Let me watch him. And you not let's say you're a casual fan. Cameron Booth is the top NBA pick, projected to be one of the top 3 picks. I haven't seen him much. Let me watch him when they play Kansas, or let me watch him when they play Kentucky, or whatever the big name schools. But people always overlook the Cameron Boozer versus Western Carolina games and versus Army games and I'm one of those people those honestly what I care about the most, because can you bring championship effort and energy? I know you're gonna bring it in those high profile matchups. If I'm a scout, are you bringing it against Western Carolina? Are you going out playing Western Carolina like I know this dub is in the bag? We can coast, because that's a red flag for me. It is, and from a team's perspective, if you're a championship team, do not play with your food. I don't want to see I'm not gonna overreact if they don't go out and completely dominate. It's not gonna be the death sentence. Okay, this team that can't win a national championship, but that is a bad sign if you go out there and play with your food, so to speak. Championship teams do not play down to inferior teams, so I don't want to see them playing down. Even though these 2 games are, I guess, warm ups for what we really about to go through. That's how everybody's going to look at it. I do not want them to look at it. I want them to attack Western Carolina and Army with the same attention and with the same aggression and with the same effort and energy that they're going to attack Kansas and Florida and Texas Tech with. Step up and knock these teams out that you're supposed to knock out, and let's go from there. So I'm gonna be looking for that to see how, if they go out here and take this as this is a cushion in our tough schedule, so let's use it as a cushion. Nope, pedal to the metal. Pedal to the metal on Western Carolina. Sorry, Coach K. Pedal to the metal on Army too. I don't know what's Army's mascot. I don't even know. The cadets is whatever it is. Pedal to the metal on Army. You know, Western Carolina is the Catamounts. I do know them. So, all right. Thank everybody, man. One more time. Y'all can follow the socials, the Brotherhood Breakdown on Instagram, the Brotherhood Breakdown on TikTok. Professional amateurs. Well, I'm act like I'm with the professional amateur show. I'm so used to doing this stuff too. Pro Am Pod Talk on Twitter /X, and also you can follow the Professional Amateurs Podcast, Professional Amateurs 919. You can find us on YouTube, and also the Brotherhood Breakdown is on, as well as Professional Amateurs Podcast, everywhere you find your normal podcast, Apple, Spotify. So you can subscribe there. If nothing else, thank everybody one more time. I will be going on live for TikTok, so I implore everybody to follow the TikTok page and come chat, and we're gonna have a good time at the Western Carolina game. But nothing else, man. Thank everybody one more time for watching. Let's go.